Hi guys, Alexis here. In this video I'm going to show you the house I rented in Phuket, and I'll take you with me to different beaches, cafes, where I work, training sessions, random daily moments and everything that made up my first month living in Thailand. Basically not vacation vibes, just normal life but in Phuket. So the house I rented in Phuket was in the most expensive area on the island. I based myself in Bangtao, and honestly the prices here shocked me at first. Most of what I found were tiny one-bedroom apartments for the same money, which made no sense. But somehow I ended up renting a 3-bedroom house for $4,000 a month. So I thought, if I'm going to live here, I might as well have space. It wasn't perfect, there was construction nearby and it wasn't super aesthetic, but it became my little home base and I will show you around. Right next to the house there was construction, and not the quiet kind, like real noise, drilling, tracks, workers from early morning. At first I honestly thought about cancelling the place and contacting Airbnb, because I've done that before when apartments were too loud, and honestly you shouldn't tolerate stuff like that. But after checking the area I realized there were no other houses in Bangtao for the same price. Everything else was way more expensive. So in the end, I decided to stay. But with the construction noise outside, I just couldn't really relax or enjoy the space the way I wanted to. It never felt calm or peaceful, which is really important to me when I choose a place to live. So I started looking for something better, and eventually I found a much nicer home that I will show you in the next video. If you are new here, I'm Alexis. I work online, and for the past 5 years I've been building a lifestyle where I can live in different countries for a few months at a time instead of just traveling like a tourist. And by the way, this doesn't mean I'm going to travel like this forever. Eventually, I want to choose a base and spend most of my time there. Right now, I'm just testing different places, seeing what feels right, and figuring out where I exactly want to build my life long term. So this wasn't a vacation for me, this was real life, working, training, exploring, building routines, just in Phuket. And this video is basically what my first month here looked like. Bangtao Beach is easily my favorite area in Phuket because it's not just a beach. The shoreline is long, wide and peaceful, perfect for morning walks, sunset swims and actually living here, not just visiting as a tourist. Right behind the beach you have the Laguna area with villas, resorts and quiet streets. Then there is Porto de Phuket and Boat Avenue with cafes, gyms, co-working spots, restaurants and everything you need for daily life. I will show you these areas in next videos. Kamala Beach is honestly a bit quiet and sleepy compared to other parts of Phuket, with lots of retires and not much happening during the day. It can feel a little boring if you are looking for energy, cafes or an active lifestyle. But there is a Café del Mar Beach Club, which is famous, and in the early mornings it's actually really nice for a peaceful walk along the ocean when the beach is empty and everything feels calm and slow. One of the first places I went to visit was Karon Beach, and I loved it. It's wide, open and super spacious, so you never feel crowded. At noon there were barely any people, which is exactly how I like beaches. It actually reminded me a bit of LA. Long walks, wind, big horizon, a lot of space to think. Definitely one of my favorite spots on the island. Then I checked out Banana Beach, and it was kind of the opposite experience. Way more tourists, way more noise, and just too crowded for me. It's pretty, but not somewhere I'd go regularly. I went once and honestly didn't feel like coming back. I also tried training at Bantao Fight Club. The place is really cool and full of strong, athletic people, and the energy there is amazing. But wow, it was insanely hot. No air conditioning, just pure tropical heat, so I felt like I was melting the whole class. Most of my days were pretty simple though. I worked from cafes, wrote meditations for my students, worked on the marketing strategy, edited videos, answered questions in my community I grounded almost 2 years ago. I found this beautiful little cafe with lily pads on the water that felt super peaceful and ended up spending hours there. I met an interesting girl who also lives this nomad lifestyle, which is always nice. It's cool when you randomly connect with people who think the same way. I went to cold plunge and sauna sessions. It sounds intense, but after that hot sauna and freezing water combo, I feel insanely clear and energized, like my body and brain reset completely. It's honestly one of my favorite little rituals now, especially after long work days or training. Do you guys like this kind of recovery stuff too? Or is cold plunge and sauna just not your thing at all? I feel like some people love it and some people think it's a torture. Let me know in the comments what you prefer, I'm really curious. I explored a temple one day, drove around the island and just slowly figured out what life here feels like. Nothing crazy, just normal everyday life, but in Thailand. That's kind of the point. I don't really travel for vacations anymore. I just choose places I want to live for a while and build my life there. So this was my first month in Phuket and Bang Tao. If you are curious about slow travel, relocation and how I actually create this lifestyle, subscribe and follow me. There is a lot more coming. And by the way, I've created a free guide where I share exactly how I designed my freedom lifestyle and built an online income that allows me to live in different countries. It's a simple, practical starting point if you are thinking about moving abroad or working remotely like I do. You can download it for free using the link below and start planning your own freedom life.